Hello everybody, and welcome back to some Minecraft. Today, we're gonna play Cave Factory, but before we begin, I just want to briefly explain what happened and why I was gone so long. I am currently only working part-time, but basically what it means that my schedule is very wonky, and every time after work I am really tired because it's physically demanding, because in the bakery we work for 7 to 8 hours straight with really no breaks at all, so you come home really drained, and it's hard for me to get into recording mode in the afternoon. But right now I'm on sick leave because I fell with my bicycle and I tore up my chin a little bit and also broke a small bone in my wrist, which has now healed, but my wrist is still not fully functioning, so I can control my mouse, I can grab a glass or whatever, but I can't go back to work specifically right now because my hand still hurts when I do specific movements, which means Minecraft. So, without further ado, let's get into some Cave Factory. This mod pack is mainly based around the mod called Create, which I have played around a little bit because I did play this specific pack until I completed basically this entire page. So we will go from the beginning and we'll do the things necessary, and we're gonna welcome ourselves to Cave Factory. Your mission here is to create an underground factory and automate as many things as you can. In the overworld, you'll find only stone. The ceiling is made from bedrock though, so feel free to dig around, but you'll not find any structures underground. Diamond-shaped quests or challenges. Vein Miner is locked behind the Twilight Forest, so we need to complete that before we can get it. But to get started, we need to dig out some pebbles. We need to sneak right-click on stone blocks with an empty hand to get pebbles. So we're just gonna do this, get a pebble. And you can just hold down right-click and you get pebbles. But what I do have is I have an auto-clicker. So we can just fill our entire inventory with pebbles, or almost. Let's get a few more. Here. Boom. Boom, pretty much. And I'm going to turn on my auto clicker. We're going to sneak right click, and then we just get pebbles for this. So I'll be here until we have a bunch of cobblestone. Now that we have an inventory of pebbles, you can just press regular K to craft cobblestone, but I think you can do Shift K to craft a bunch of it. So Shift K, can I do this with one hand? There we go. We have a bunch of cobblestone. Awesome. So I'll just drop a stack on the floor because when you leave the cobblestone on the floor for 30 seconds, it's going to turn into wood. And I don't know how you get specific types of wood because it doesn't say here. Because this, I think, just turns into regular oak. You might have to drop different types of cobblestone because there's a bunch of stones, which you will see in a moment. But if we wait a bit more, and actually let's just throw 1, 2, 3 more stacks. So we get 4 stacks of stone, whatever, or wood, I should say. So there we go. We get some sticks. We can also collect our furnace. And then it's time to get into some tinkers and basically make also some drawers. So let's grab this and then let's make a bunch of patterns here. Boom. And we can do crafting table plus a pattern equals this. We're going to turn 16 of these into a stack of those. And then I believe it's 2 to 1 like this to make a part builder. Oops. And we're just going to place these. Oh, we don't have a pickaxe. Of course, we'll place these down here for the moment. And I'll remake them as we need to because I believe the Tinker Station is like this. Boom. We can place it down, and then we can put these into the part builder. We're going to make some more of these. We're going to need them anyway. And we can then make a stone pickaxe head. We're going to make the tool handle out of wood. And then I think the binding out of... I don't think it matters what we make the binding out of. So better get more cultivated, I guess. So we're going to do that. Bam, bam, bam. It might be better with stone, we might get more durability, but it really doesn't matter. So that's a whole bunch of quests completed. And what you can do, you can just click here to claim all of the rewards. So we get a diamond that we can toss on the pickaxe, but I think I'll just wait for a moment. And in the meantime, we can craft a couple more of these. Let's see, we're gonna do a stone binding. Does that change things in the pickaxe? No, absolutely not. Okay, so it's worse to do stone bindings. Okay, we're just gonna toss these in the corner to despawn. And we'll make a couple of these. And we can then make ourselves in Tinker Station an axe. Like so. And we could do... There's no shovels, actually. We need another handle for the sword. Yeah, we have stone, so we don't really need shovels. So we can make a stone sword, stone pick, stone axe. I don't really need a mattock right now, because once we get to farming wood, we're going to be fine. Okay, so we'll break all of this. And like this. So we have a zombie spawner, which is really helpful for blood magic in the beginning, because it is really good to get blood going, and also experience and rotten flesh and stuff. It also drops some things. So basic resources are found by digging holes. So if we dig a bit of this, we got a bit of andesite cobblestone, and if we dig again, we get something else. I think we just got regular cobblestone. And if we dig again, there we go. We got an ore. So what we can do is we can just dig around, and we're going to find a bunch of ores. I have gotten a few resources. So we get a wood to iron chest upgrade. I also have collected a bit of coal. So we get a stack of tiny coals. And what we can do is we can just upgrade this chest to a little bit of a bigger chest. And I have a few ores here in my inventory. But the main thing that we need is 8 coal, a barrel. It's going to get us a dank 1. Which is really cool. It gets us also a magnet, which I think I have set to M to turn on and off, and we can toss it in our charm slot here in our inventory. So the dank 1, though, if we right click, it has a back slot. So what we can do is we can grab cobblestone, and then we can grab all of these types of cobblestones that we are getting. So we're going to put andesite, granite, diorite, dolomite, weathered, seared cobblestone, limestone, and gabbro cobblestone. I'm going to do that. And then I think you can control click to lock all of these. So basically, once you take the entire thing out, it stays locked, or it leaves one in the inventory there. And we can tag it on pickup to pick up all, or filtered pickup. Void pickup. I think we can turn it into void pickup. So it's going to basically, once it fills up, it's going to destroy everything that gets left. So I haven't really started digging, but we're going to add the diamond on, because that way we can just mine all of the ores, and we're going to make a better pickaxe later. I kind of wanted to save the diamond for some reason, but it's really not necessary. And we can start adding on redstone so we can dig faster. So now the digging actually begins. We are quickly running into a problem. We don't have any food. So the more we mine, the more we walk around, the faster we're going to die. So what we're going to do is we're going to craft ourselves a blood altar, because it is super simple to make. It's 4 of any kind of stone, which I think we should have here. And then 3 gold and a furnace, which we can easily make, like so. So we now have a singular blood altar. We're going to place it here. We're going to turn on this, I should say. We get a whole bunch of things. 1 diamond to make the blood orb. And the rest, we just need to farm here with zombies. There we go. We are starting to get blood. And I think it's going to start decaying very, very slowly. So we need to basically wait for the zombies to do the thing. We can also eat the rotten flesh for the time being. And we have gained a heart. And what we can do, though, is I think we put in cooked granite is what we need. I don't think it works with granite cobblestone. Dirt. Dirt is made with regular granite. Okay, so we need to cook this up. There we go, and we can toss in this, and it almost immediately turns into dirt. So if we just get free offhand, there we go. And what we can then do is we can turn off our magnet and toss the dirt on the floor. And we'll also turn this into some rotten flesh and toss it on the floor, because that turns into different mob drops. But we get ourselves some wheat seeds, and we will need to make more dirt if we want to grow anything. And we did get a few items here, and we're going to toss more there. We got some melon seeds, some bamboo, and some kelp, and I think some wheat seeds as well. We managed to get our sweet berry, which we're going to plant, and then we have the sneaky growy thingy mod, so we can just easily grow this up, and as soon as we get a few more, we're going to plant them, and this is basically going to be our food for the time being. So in here, if we collect, we get a glutton charm, we get some sugarcane for cactus, and then I need to grow 1 piece of wheat. So what we're going to grab is just a wooden hoe. for the moment. We don't really have a bucket for water or anything, so... No, why? Well, I have to do more dirt so I can get more sweet berries. Apparently. The hoe harvests all four at the same time. I just wanted to break one. Well, we're gonna harvest the wheat to get a cutting board, which you would use to cut 2 sweet berries into a berry salad thingy. Fruit salad, I think. Wheat. There we go. So apparently more dirt needs to be harvested because I am a dum-dum. Also, I am getting armor slowly. So more granite. And we have 4 granite left. Then we have to resort to more mining. Wonderful. We were lucky enough to get it out of the 4 dirts thingies. Can you convert, please? Thank you. Also, zombie, come here. Thank you. We now have a full blood altar, which we're going to toss in the diamond that we got, which I tossed in here. And that's going to turn into a blood orb. I don't know if we need 5,000 or how much you need, but I just got a full thingy because we can. And in the meantime, we're going to harvest some berries and get some food. Now that we have 2 stacks of berries, we can put them together to make fruit salad. And that's going to make us a stack. And it is also a task, I believe, here in the food category where we are getting some for seeds. And we're just going to collect this as well. Since we got all of the mob drops, we get a bunch of experience and we can collect the other ones as well. I think it's just XP that we got. Cool. So we now have food that can be in our offhand. This used up 2,000 blood. So we didn't even need that much. We can right click this. And for the time being, I'm not going to toss it in because we don't really need essence for anything. We do need a bit of stone, so we can craft ourselves some slates. And we need to make 8 blank runes, which is 1 blank slate and then stone around it. I have also smelted a bit of seared stone, so we get a few more stone here. I made the weak blood orb, which in turn is going to get us a few items that we can right click on the spawner, which are going to increase the spawner speed in a way, because if we look at spawner from Apotheosis, we have a bunch of items that we can add, and we got clocks and sugar, which is going to decrease the minimum spawn delay and decrease the maximum spawn delay. So it's going to take less time for the mobs to spawn, I believe, and it's going to be a bit faster. So we can easily kill more zombies to get more blood. The other thing that I want to make is an alchemy table from Blood Magic, which requires just 1 blank slate. And if I was smart before, I would have made this right away, because you get 1 to 8 blank slates, and you could just get 8. But we did get 8, so we have 16, which is going to be great for the future, but we didn't need to do that many. And I'm smelting a bunch of stone, so we should have enough to make runes. So if we do blank runes, boom. 8 blood runes, and we have 8 blank runes left. Cool, we get more things. And I have learned since the last time, Gastier, we're going to save 1. Because in the meantime, we're going to make... Not in the meantime, what am I saying? Eventually, we're going to make the sigil of air. Or air sigil, as it's called. And to make the air agent, you need Gastiers and 2 feathers later. But we're going to add the fermented spider eyes, the prismarine crystals, sugar, and the clocks. Again, so this is going to be an even faster spawner anyway. Cool. Before we get to create, though, we're just going to take some dirt, some wheat seeds, and we're going to turn this bone meal into bone meal, and we're going to turn this into grass as soon as we load this orb up with a bit of LP. So basically, this orb is filling up my own personal blood network. So whenever we do rituals and stuff, we need blood in the network. Otherwise, we're going to get nausea and things just won't work. So we can toss this in. It's going to use up a little bit of blood and craft us a singular grass block. To get started, we need to make some andesite alloy, which is some iron nuggets and some regular andesite. So we're going to make, let's say, 8 of these for the time being, and we're going to save the rest. So here we get engineer's goggles, which we can immediately toss on here. And I have a leather cap that has nowhere to go, so we're just gonna drop it on the floor. Okay, so we can collect also some bone meal for this, and we can just toss it in here. And in the create mod, we can then make a windmill bearing, which is a turntable, some shafts. So let's just start crafting. Bam, bam, should be windmill bearing. And then we need some sails. And we're going to get 2 sets of these so we can get a bit of a faster network. And to assemble this, we are going to use this space that we have over here because it's going to be really nice to do. And then we rotate it back. Yeah, it's still the same, but it's 1024 stress units. So what we can then do is we can grab our shafts and we're just going to bring them out over here just so we can get power into this room, because we need to do a bunch of cogwheel thingies so we can get a little bit of a faster speed, because this is turning very, very slowly. And a cogwheel was like this, and you get 8 per craft. Let's just get 4 crafts, and then we're gonna make more andesite alloy with our andesite and our iron nuggets. Yeah, we have pretty much enough for 14 more. Cool. So that gets us 4 large cogwheels, which we can then turn into some gearboxes. So gearbox is an andesite casing, which you get 4 of, and then we can just turn those into 4 gearboxes. There we go. We get a gear shift. And we need to make 21 mechanical crafters, which is just a bunch of crafting tables. That's 4. Oh, it gets us 20. Oh, yeah, right. Nah, we didn't need that many. Okay, we have crafting tables to spare. That's all good. So the 21 mechanical crafters require to be assembled in kind of like this. Now we need to craft a bunch more andesite alloy because I think we need around 16 of it. So we're gonna smelt, let's say, like 4 more iron ingots. Where do I have any? We're gonna burn our ladders. And once we have that, we're gonna assemble the recipe for the crushing wheels, which if we look in here, it looks like this. So it requires a bunch of andesite alloy, a bit of wood, and some stone in the middle. Now, once we input the last andesite, this is very, very slowly gonna start crafting. Oh, it's not that slow actually. When I was playing the single player world before, it was a little bit faster than this because I had a bit more space. But the gist of these cogwheels is if you go from a big cogwheel to a small cogwheel, the small one turns faster. And then you put a big one, which turns as fast as a small one. You put another small one. And if I had space, I would put another big one, and another small one, big one, small one, which we're going to do in a moment. But basically, all of this has a really, really cool animation, and it crafts up the thing. So it moves everything close together and it makes it like into a crafting inventory thing. So you can use these to autocraft stuff eventually. I don't know how you automatically input into these. Probably you can with hoppers. But then it turns it super, super tiny and puts it into here once it's complete. So now I think it has to settle and then move into here. Oh, there it's done. Crushing wheels. Awesome. I totally forgot to place these blank runes down, but we can place them around the altar and we can create a tier 2 altar with them. So we can get a bit more progressed in blood magic, which is what we completed. Before we do any more mining, I have enough redstone to make 8 blocks of redstone, which turns this into the Dank 2, which has a bigger inventory, also a bigger cap on how much it can hold. So we can then take the seared cobble, scoria cobble, and dark scoria cobble, I believe, and we can just toss all of those in here as well. I totally forgot that there's a vanilla recipe for diorite and cobblestone to make andesite. So this is the thing that you need to do to get speedy wheels right away. So you take a big cogwheel or a large cogwheel directly out of the generator, you turn it into a small cogwheel, which in turn is going to spin a little bit faster. You put it into a big one, it spins faster. Small one spins faster. Big one spins faster. Small one, big one, small one, and here we are. So what we need to do then is we need to add another small one right here. And as you can see, this is spinning in this direction. The grind wheel needs to spin into the inside direction, and that you can do with a gearbox. So we get this one spinning inside with 256 units of stress. And then what we can do as well, so can we put a shaft here, or is that gonna break? We can. Can I then put a gearbox right here? And that turns on the inside. So we have a fully functioning grindstone thing. So what we can then do, 3 stacks, should be good. Bam, bam, bam. I could also grind the rest, all of these wacky combos, actually. since we're never actually gonna use these for at least the beginning part. So what I can do is I can just toss all of these in here, and they're gonna get turned into sand and gravel. So basically gravel, and I think now I need to wait for all of the things to process because it does 16 items at a time. But eventually we can get sand, and with sand we can get into a seared heater, and we can get into melting a better pickaxe. If we just regularly smelt iron ore, we're gonna get just 1 iron ingot, but we can toss them into the crushing wheels and get a 30% chance to get 2 extra crushed iron ore, and we can then use that to smelt into iron ingots. So essentially we're getting a little bit more iron. So we're gonna toss that, the gold, the zinc, the redstone, the emeralds, and the lapis, and I also have 4 diamond ore, so we're just gonna toss all of that in there to get processed, and it's gonna come down into here. In here, we now have sand, so we can collect this quest, and we get 1 to 64 glass. We got 31. That's cool. So we're going to do that, and we're going to grab ourselves a bench saw here. I'm going to grab one of those. We can place it right down here into the floor. Bench saw, there we go. And what we can then do is we can take our seared stone, and we can turn it into seared bricks, like so. And we're going to collect this, which we get 1 for wood, I believe. So we're gonna toss this guy into here. It's like a sawmill. And the other quest gets us 4 to 16 blocks for the smeltery. So now we need to make ourselves a seared faucet. We're gonna turn a few more of these into bricks. We're just gonna make a stack. We're gonna need them anyway. So we're gonna grab a casting table, and then we need seared. We need a seared melter, which requires a seared ingot gauge, and then we need one of these. And we also need a seared heater, which is just one of these. Cool. And that is the quest completed. We get 4 copper ore, and we're just gonna place this down here for the moment. So we're gonna put that there, casting basin, and we're gonna put both faucets on either side. And we're also gonna make a casting basin. So we're gonna need that in the future anyway. We're gonna toss 1 inside because I believe we need 1 cast. We're gonna toss 3 in because we need to make 3 casts. And we're gonna take some of this. Bam, bam, bam. We're gonna make a pickaxe head cast. We're gonna make a tool handle cast and a tool binding cast. And I think you can make like a cast chest thingy, which requires a blank gold cast and seared stuff. Okay, so we need to melt another. Oh, can you only hold 1 ingot type thing? Okay, so we're gonna pour this in here, and we're gonna melt some more iron later, but now we can actually do this and make a cast. Like so, and we can make a cast of this. And we don't really need to make the binding cast right now, but we're gonna make it anyway, and we're gonna melt another gold for the other thing, and then we're gonna melt like a bunch of iron in here just so we can fill up this tank and grab another stack of iron ore for some reason because we don't really need it. So we'll melt 2 of these, and this one will just pour as a blank one so we can get the cast chest here real fast. Chest and cast chest. Okay, you're gonna go right here so you can hold up all our casts. And we need to make an iron pickaxe head, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna melt more iron for the basin so we can extract it back out. Cool, that is complete. We get a cobalt head. We're gonna actually melt this down. Can you not enough heat to melt this item? The next thing that we need to get into is some water, and we're gonna connect with 2 ways here. So firstly, I'm gonna make the arcane ashes, which should be this. I hope we have enough blood. I think we might have enough blood. I actually just need to toss my orb inside so it drains all that 7k of blood in there, because I haven't really been spawning zombies, but that's gonna get us arcane ashes. We're gonna toss this in here just so we get passive blood, and we're gonna get divination sigil so we can see we have 200 and something essence that is going up very, very slowly, but we have a sigil now, which is really great. So down here, we need to make a mechanical press, which in turn allows you to make iron sheets, but we can actually just make plates directly with the engineer's hammer from immersive engineering, which is crafted with just a piece of string, 2 iron and some sticks. And we can get plates that way to make ourselves a whisk, like so, for the mechanical mixer. which we then need to make also a depot. There we go. Which is required for the plates, but we didn't make the mixer, so we get more cogwheels. We need to make a basin. Boom. And what we need is cactus. So we need cactus to grow, but can we get a sigil of the green grove? Right? This guy is 2 saplings, a sugarcane, and sugar. So saplings you can get by turning wheats into creosote oil, but what we can also get is a market, I believe, this guy, which is just some wood and some red wool. For the red wool, we need to bone meal some of this to get possibly a poppy seed or a poppy flower. So I didn't get lucky on the bone meal, and I didn't really explain. I wanted the sigil of the green grove to grow these faster because I don't think bone meal works on these. And I tossed like half a stack of dirt on the floor and we managed to get 4 cactus. So we can now actually set that thing up that we wanted to set up. So I'm going to grab our gears, our shafts, our mechanical mixer that we need, and we should have the basin on us, right? So we need to tap into a little bit of power here. So the mechanical mixer, let's place it right here. It requires some wheels on the side. So what we can do is we can use, I think, a gearbox. And if we use a vertical gearbox, I think we can change that so it faces downwards. Yeah. Okay, we're going to do this, replace the press here. And then we're going to place a tiny cogwheel right here. So that's going to do the thing. And then we can do this, and I believe the basin goes just here. I think so. So we can kind of fill this. We're going to fill this in later. But I think that's it. And then we can just toss in the cactus. 2, 3, 4. I'll grab this out. Boom. And it's going to start making more. And I am going to collect this. We're going to get a tank. And now we can make ourselves a water sigil. And we're not even going to make an infinite water source because we don't have to. So we're just going to do this. And we're going to toss in our orb, which I have filled up. And we had a total of 5,000 blood in here. So it's going to drain like 250 or something to make this. We're going to see it drain. Yeah, 300. There we go. And we have a water reagent. So what we can then do is grab our blank slate and our arcane ashes. We're going to place these, boom, like this. Water reagent makes a cool little thing. And then we toss in a blank slate. And it's going to do a spinny motion and get us a water sigil in a moment. And there we go. Water sigil. So we can bind this to ourselves. And what we can then do is when we need water, we just place down water. Pretty much for free. It costs 100 LP, so we can totally, oh, we made mossy cobble. That's fine. So we totally can make infinite water now, which is really neat. So we now get a sigil of the blood lamp, which is also great because we don't need torches anymore. What we can do is we can just, from afar even, right click, and it tosses like a little lamp thing. So we can just break all of the torches that are in the base and replace these with little blood lights of sorts. I have tossed in a block of redstone into the altar and it's consuming 5,000 LP and it's going to turn itself into an apprentice blood orb, which is the tier 2 altar orb. Basically in blood magic, runes and orbs and everything, if we look at blood magic, goes up in tiers. So you can see the wills go up in tiers, runes go up in tiers, and then also orbs, wherever they are, they'll go up in tier. So we started with the weak blood orb. Now we have an apprentice. This one can store a bunch more LP also in our network, but the main reason why I wanted it is so we can make ourselves, if we grab a rune from the floor here, we can make ourselves a rune of sacrifice, which in turn is gonna give us more blood when we're killing zombies, which means we can fill up the altar faster, we can craft up stuff faster because we can generate blood faster. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another rune of sacrifice. And then I'm also going to make 2 speed runes, which increase the crafting speed operations. So we're going to craft the slates faster. The next thing that we need to do is progress to a tier 3 altar, for which we need 20 blank runes and 4 pieces of glowstone, which we can get by tossing torches in the crushing wheels, which I did, and we have 3 glowstone here and a bit of glowstone dust, so we're going to craft the last one. Boom, and we get a block of gold, some sugar, and some clocks, and the sugar and clocks are meant for the spawner, as we have been doing so far, so bam, 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 bam. Okay, let's finish off these zombies just so we get them out of the way and get new ones spawning. Come here. No, closer, please. Thank you. Okay, so that unlocks the rituals, for which we're going to need the Master Ritual Stone, which is 4 ritual stones and 4 blank runes. And the ritual stones are either obsidian, which we can't get right now because we don't get lava just yet, and reinforced slates. So I just need to make a whole bunch of blank slates and a whole bunch of reinforced slates, which is going to take a bit of time. I may have just died, not to a zombie. I died of my own means. So what I did is I wanted to get some more cobblestone without going mining, and I can do that with the pebble thing, right? So I turned on my right clicker, and I had my mouse here on this inventory slot. And on this slot, I had my sacrificial knife, and I accidentally moved my mouse wheel, and it just killed me instantly because I have the auto clicker just to right click super quickly. So I didn't really explain, but the sacrificial knife is basically a self-sacrifice kind of way to get blood, which in turn with the zombies is going to get us blood faster, and we can craft slates faster to get the ritual stones faster. So that happened while I was getting more cobblestone so I can get more stone, because I'm 13 stone is all the stone that I have to my name. To upgrade the altar to tier 3, we're going to use the Sanguine Centium. We're going to go into Blood Altars, Blood Altar, and we can then scroll over to tier 3, visualize, and we can then just hover or right click it into here. There we go. So the spawner needs to be that way, which is going to interfere with the spawner because the glowstone has to be here. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this over by a couple blocks. So the glowstone is going to be outside. And then if the zombies are too far away, we can just give them a little path to follow the blood altar. They're going to path to me anyway. So that should be good. And we can just have this here. We don't have to dig a giant room for it somewhere else. I have assembled the altar, and I also crafted some vector plates, which we have down here. So they're transporting the zombies right next to the altar where we can easily kill them, so we can get our blood as we need to. I also moved the lever 1 block up because these vector plates can be turned off with redstone, and with the lever on top of the spawner, that back one was being turned off and not doing anything. So if a zombie spawned there, it just stood there and did nothing and was basically blocking other zombies from spawning. So I moved the lever up there, where we can still reach it, and it should be good. So there we go. We are getting blood. So the next order of business is to make runes of capacity. The reason for that is that we need to craft the tier 3 orb if we want to create the master ritual, which is the magician blood orb, which requires a block of gold and 25,000 LP. And since we can't generate LP faster than the orb is going to use it to craft it, we need to increase the capacity of the altar. And here is where runes of capacity come in, which require tier 3 slates. So it's basically just leaving the stone in here for quite a bit. And I don't think I have enough LP, so I might do some more regular sacrificing to get that going. I have crafted our first rune of capacity, which increased the size of the altar by 2,000. So we need another 4 to get to 20,000 and another 3 to get to over 25,000. So a total of 8 is what we need. And if we complete this quest here, we're going to get 4 imbued slates, which the problem that we're going to run into right now is iron, actually, because we don't have enough of it to craft the buckets that we need. So I need to go do a bit more mining. Enough runes have been made in here. We have 8 total capacity. That this is now full of 26,000 and it's drained over 14,000 now to start making us the orb. And in the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna craft the ritual stones. Ritual stones. There we go. Bam. 1 craft. And then I think we do another, because the master one, the master one requires the next tier orb. Yeah, so we need that, and then we need 4 more blank slates, which I didn't account for. So we're gonna go get those as well. So this one is the Magician's Blood Orb. Yeah, that's the one that we need. So now 4 more blank slates need to happen. And there we go. That was really quick. So we now have a Master Ritual Stone, and we also need to make a weak activation crystal, and that is going to be the last thing that we're going to make today. We're just going to take... We need to take the seared... Is it the seared melter, I think? Yeah, the seared melter. So what we can do... Can we upgrade to this? We can, by putting in the seared heater. So what we can do... We're going to be efficient with this. We'll grab our wood, or we might already have fuel in there. We have a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab 4 ingots of copper. We're going to melt these down. And then we're going to take the heater, pour over to get the smeltery thing. And then we're going to take that and craft it into the ritual thing, because we don't need that once it's over. Okay, so to explain what I actually wanted to do is melt the copper that we have in here. Must be placed above... Oh yeah, to function. Can you function like this? You can. Haha. So that is really cool. How you can just upgrade this entire thing into the smeltery. So we're going to grab everything from here. This made the smeltery controller. We're going to grab this. Grab this. What? Are you making the music? Yeah, it was a zombie making music. Interesting. Okay, didn't know that those were a thing. So now we take the seared melter, and we're going to toss you in here. And in 10,000 LP, it's going to make a weak activation crystal, which means that we can actually get lava. And there we go. There it is. We can right-click it to activate it, or to bind it to ourselves, I should say. And now what we need to do is we need to put our orb in here so we get a few more LP points in our network, because we're going to need a bit to start the ritual. So the ritual is super simple to assemble. If we grab this quest here, we then need to go, let's say, over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's say, some of these. We'll do it in here. We're going to grab 4 slabs. There we go. And we're going to come over here. Let's say right here in the middle. We're going to break blocks like this. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. And I don't think I even need to... this is set to Serenade Inventor. Yeah, you need to place them. Or they might be placed automatically with the Ritual Diviner. I think they might be placed automatically. Any hoozle, if we place the slabs in here, we activate this, we get lava. So now, are we in a predicament where I don't have enough iron for a bucket? We are. Do I possibly have any more iron over here? I don't think so. Nope. We need more mining for more iron. Well, it's just come down to iron. We scrounged up enough iron for a bucket where we can do this, get 7 obsidian, so we need 3 more to get into the nether. And we also completed the smeltery quest, which gets us a seared fuel tank. And now we need to get a tinker's anvil, and that is the last thing that I want to get today, because the tinker's anvil with the reward is going to get a silky cloth, which will then allow us to break this spawner and move it. So we can move our altar, we can move everything and set it up in a proper spot. We can kind of designate one of these areas to be blood magic. One of these is going to be like create ore processing, and one of these is going to be something else. And then this way we can do something else as well. So that is going to be pretty cool. So the next thing that we need is a smeltery. So I think we can put this guy like in here. I'm going to do a little bit of mining just to empty out the space a little bit, and we can set it up there. I decided to just assemble the smeltery off camera. I made a 5x5. You can see how it looks on the inside. And that way we can now make alloys with 32 copper, 32 zinc, which is going to make brass, I believe. And we need to pour out 3 blocks of brass so we can turn that into a tinker's anvil. And we're just going to upgrade the tinker station here. So I think we need 1 more of these as well. So that should be good. And eventually this will melt and combine itself into molten brass. So we can then pour out 3 blocks total. There we go. We have a total of 4 blocks. And with that, we can do this, and then 2 blocks here, 1 block here, tinker's station. We get a tinker's anvil, advanced tool making. So now we can accept the silky cloth, And I don't know if I want to put it on this pickaxe specifically, because it only has one upgrade left, because we put on the diamond and everything. We could potentially, yeah, we can make more silky cloth in the future. It's, I think, just rose quartz. So we're going to do that. And with that, we can now pick up the spawner, which is what we wanted to do. So we also kind of sort of completed the main-ish goal of this this quest line, I should say. We do need to complete a few more quests, but we will get to those in the next episode. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I am really hoping you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. You can also subscribe to get notified of when new videos go live. And I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great one. Bye-bye.